They say timing is everything. And sometimes, life has a way of serving justice in the most ironic ways possible. My girlfriend looked me dead in the eye and said, "I don't date broke boys. Level up or I'm gone." Well, funny story. I lost my job that very day. So I said one word, bye. Little did she know, the universe had already dealt me a winning hand. Fast forward a few weeks and she discovered my little secret the hard way, scrolling through Instagram and spotting my new penthouse. Her "I miss us" text? Absolute gold. Screenshot material. I'm 27, male, and 3 weeks ago I got laid off from my marketing job. Department-wide restructure. Everyone got axed. Yeah, that stung. But you know what stung even harder? Her reaction. Stick with me. Because the way this story unfolded wasn't just revenge, it was poetic, it was sweet, and it completely flipped the script on someone who thought they held all the power. Joanne, 25, and I had been together for 2 years. I thought we were solid. We were talking moving in together, maybe an engagement next year. I even started saving for a nice ring. The day I got laid off, I called her immediately. I needed someone in my corner, a little emotional support, you know? Her response? "Oh, so what are you going to do about rent?" Not a word of concern. Not even a, "that sucks, babe." Just straight to money. I explained my savings, unemployment benefits, and that I was already applying to new positions. She went silent for a moment, then said we needed to talk in person. That evening, I met her at her place. She was done up, full makeup, wearing the designer dress I'd bought her for her birthday. Sat me down like she was about to fire me. "Look," she said, "I'm going to be real. I don't date broke boys. This isn't working for me." I laughed. Thought she was joking. She wasn't. "I have standards," she continued. "I need a man who can provide. Who's ambitious. You losing your job shows me you're not that guy. Level up or I'm gone." She even said the nail polish emoji out loud. Like, literally spoke the emoji. 2 years together and she's dumping me because of a layoff that happened 8 hours ago. But it wasn't really about the job, it was about what it represented. I was okay being average. She wanted someone who matched her energy. And Joanne? She worked part-time at her dad's real estate office answering phones. Okay then. So I asked her, "Unless you can guarantee you'll have a better job next week?" Her, "Nope. I don't date someone unemployed. That's embarrassing." Here's the kicker. 3 months ago my grandmother passed. She was the sweetest woman, basically raised me after my parents died in a car accident when I was 10. She left me her house and some money, not insane but about $275,000 after taxes. I hadn't told Joanne yet. I wanted to be smart, plan for a down payment, invest the rest. But sitting there listening to her lecture me about not being ambitious enough, while she hadn't worked a full week in her life? Nah. Why? She blinked. "Excuse me? You said level up or you're gone. So why? You're not going to fight for us? Fight for someone who dumps me the day I lose my job? Nah, I'm good." Well, an hour later her text. "So you're really just giving up? Wow, I was right about you." Blocked her. The next week, grieving both my job and the relationship. But honestly, relief felt amazing. No more forced expensive dinners, no more designer surprises on my credit card, no more her comparing vacations. 2 weeks later, inheritance finalized. I did something maybe reckless but incredibly therapeutic. Put a deposit on a downtown penthouse. Floor-to-ceiling windows, doorman, the works. Nothing ridiculous but nice. Posted a sunset photo from my living room. Caption, "New chapter." Phone blew up. First, her best friend, "Wait, is this your place?" Then her cousin, "Rin, just so you know." And finally, an unknown number, Joanne herself. "Hey, I miss us. Can we talk?" Screenshot gold. Yesterday was that. Today? Entitlement escalation at full throttle. I didn't respond. Kept living. 2 job interviews lined up, cooking for myself, hitting the gym. Peace looked good on me. Joanne? She lost it. Started love-bombing texts from multiple numbers. "I made a mistake, baby. I was stressed about my future. We can work this out. I saw you're doing well. I'm so proud of you. Proud of what? She didn't even know how I got the penthouse. She assumed I landed a mega-paying job in 2 weeks. Her texts went from desperate to ridiculous. Why are you ignoring me? Stop being petty. My therapist says you're avoiding conflict resolution. Her therapist? Girl started therapy the week after we broke up. Then Thursday, coffee shop, laptop out, applying for jobs. Joanne walks in, whole squad in tow. Renee, her cousin Victor, and some random girl. They sit right next to me. Loud enough for me to hear. Girl, you deserve so much better. He was lucky to have you. I put on headphones. Small energy. They got louder. Joanne comes over, full performance mode, soft eyes reaching for my arm. Can we talk like adults? We did talk. You said you don't date broke boys. Yes, I'm broke. Unemployed. Embarrassing. I didn't mean it like that. You literally said those exact words. People say things when they're emotional. You can't throw away 2 years over one conversation. You threw it away. I accepted it. She tried to sit. I closed my laptop. I have somewhere to be. Where? Another job interview. Walked out. Her friends immediately swarmed her. Heard? He's not worth it anyway, babe. That night, Joanne went full psycho. Instagram stories, crying selfies, captions like, when you realize what you lost. Perfect makeup. Crying. But makeup didn't run. Saturday morning? She shows up at my building. Lobby. Doorman. Arguing. I'm his girlfriend. Just call him. Rico, my doorman, is a legend. Calls me. Mr. T, there's a young lady here claiming to be your girlfriend. Should I let her up? Nope. Not my girlfriend. Haven't dated anyone in weeks. Understood, sir. I watch from the window as security escorts her out. Scene complete. Crying, yelling about love, claiming emotional hostage situation. Tried to sneak past security to elevators. 20 minutes later, her dad calls. Son, what's going on with Bree? This man, who maybe spoke 10 words to me in 2 years, suddenly cares. Mr. Darryl? Joanne dumped me the day I lost my job. Said she doesn't date broke boys. I accepted her decision and moved on. She says you got some high-paying job and are being vindictive? I'm unemployed, sir, just like she said was embarrassing. Then how'd you afford that penthouse? Respectfully, none of your business. Have a good day. He called back 3 times. I ignored. Sunday. Glenn, my ex-coworker. Yo, did you see your ex posted on LinkedIn? LinkedIn. Of course. She wrote an entire post about learning to forgive those who hurt us on our journey to success. Tagged my professional profile. Claimed she was proud of me for overcoming job loss and finding success. How real love supports transformation. Comments, brutal. This seems inappropriate for LinkedIn. Ma'am, this is a professional platform. Yikes on bikes. Deleted within hours. Screenshots live forever. Monday morning, unknown number calls. Something told me to pick up. Her mother. We need to talk about you and Joanne. All due respect, Mrs. Darryl, I said, but no, we don't. Her. She made a mistake. She's young. Me, and you're really going to throw away your future over pride? She threw it away over money. I respected her choice. She didn't mean it. And now you see me successful while I'm unemployed? Don't lie to me. Her, we know about your new job, your penthouse. Me, I don't have a new job. The penthouse. That's from my grandmother's inheritance, the same grandma who just passed. Joanne would know if she had actually asked how I was doing instead of calling me broke. Silence. Inheritance. Yes, inheritance. But honestly, not that it even matters. Joanne made it clear. Money outweighed our relationship. She got what she wanted, a chance to find someone who matched her energy. I said, leave me out of it. Hung up. But the best part? Oh, the best part. An hour later, Joanne posts on her Instagram story, when people show you their true colors, believe them. Snake emoji, of course. As if I'm the villain for respecting her decision to dump me. Her flying monkeys immediately went to my DMs. You're foul for not telling her about the money. She deserved to know. Playing games with someone's heart is sick. I didn't respond. Instead, I posted my own story, a screenshot of her "I don't date broke boys" text captioned, "This you." DMs exploded. Mutual friends, previously silent, now sending laughing emojis. Priceless. Current situation. Joanne's now telling people I financially manipulated her by hiding my wealth. Like what wealth? I got an inheritance after she dumped me. And even if I'd had it before, was I supposed to beg her to stay with my grandma's money? The same grandma whose funeral she skipped because she had a nail appointment. The entitlement? Astronomical. She really thought she could dump me for being broke, then swoop back when she assumed I had money and I'd just take her back. Stay tuned, this isn't over. Now for update 2. Good news first, I got a new job. Better position than my old one, 20% pay increase. Recruited because of my portfolio. Started Monday. Celebrated with Thai takeout and a movie night. Living my best single life. But Joanne? She went nuclear. After my Instagram story, she made a full-blown TikTok about how I financially abused her. I kid you not. Financial abuse? Because I didn't tell her about money I didn't have during our relationship. The TikTok blew up, for all the wrong reasons. Comments dragged her. So you dumped him for being broke, but he's the abuser? Math isn't mathing, sis. Imagine calling yourself out like this. She deleted it after 6 hours. Internet never forgets. Someone reposted it with commentary that went viral. 2.3 million views. She's explaining how I hiding assets manipulated her. Girl, what assets? I was eating ramen, saving for your engagement ring. Then she lost it completely. Wednesday, my bank calls. Someone tried to add themselves as an authorized user on my credit card. Take a wild guess who. Apparently, she still had my SSN from when we talked about getting an apartment together. She tried to add herself. Bank flagged it as fraud. I had to freeze everything, file a police report. While at the station, my phone blew up. Glenn, my ex-coworker, sends screenshots. She made a GoFundMe. Title: Help me rebuild after financial betrayal. Goal: $50,000. Description: Masterpiece of delusion. Claimed I promised her a future, then strategically hid assets to manipulate and discard her. She claimed she needed therapy, time to heal, and funds to rebuild her life. Raised $73, probably from her mom. Friday afternoon, new job in a meeting. Reception calls, delivery for me, signature required. Thinking it's my laptop. Nope. Process server. I'm being sued. She got a lawyer. She's suing me for 1. Emotional distress. 2. Promissory estoppel. Had to Google that one. 3. Unjust enrichment for defamation. Her claim: I promised to marry her, she made life decisions based on that, and hiding my inheritance constitutes fraud. She wants $100,000. I laughed. Art. Process server looked uncomfortable and left. Called my cousin lawyer. He read it, laughed, and agreed to represent me at family rates. This is going to be fun to destroy in court. Weekend, she escalated further. Showing up at every place I frequented. Gym at 6 a.m., she'd never been awake before 10. A farmer's market Saturdays, loudly telling vendors how I abandoned her. Barber shop, sitting in her car outside, playing our song on repeat. Barber shop was the last straw. Big Mike, my barber, went out. Move along before I call the cops. She left, screaming about me talking trash inside. Big Mike deadass said, "Get a restraining order before this girl boils a rabbit on your stove, my guy." Monday, filed for a restraining order. Evidence: screenshots, bank fraud attempt, lawsuit, witness statements from Rico, doorman, Big Mike, and 3 gym goers. Judge granted a temporary order immediately. Served within 24 hours. Tuesday night, her grand finale. 10-part Instagram story. Old text selectively edited. Photos from our happy times. Negative pregnancy test, implying I abandoned her while pregnant. Medical bills from stress-induced hospitalization. Screenshot of the restraining order with "This is what narcissists do" written over it. Then, she went live. Crying, hyperventilating, claiming I used the system to silence her truth, starting a support group for women financially manipulated by men. Even her friends started calling her out. Bree, this is too much. Log off. Renee, her ride or die, call me. We need to talk. Live ended. Probably her dad physically took the phone. Next day, her lawyer withdrew. Realized she was unhinged. My lawyer filed a countersuit. Defamation, TikTok/posts, attempted identity theft, bank fraud, harassment, intentional infliction of emotional distress. Asking $200,000. Not for me, for her lesson. Actions have consequences. Her dad called again. Different energy. We're getting her real help. Can you drop the countersuit? I said, your daughter tried to steal my identity, stalked me, publicly defamed me. She needs consequences, not enabling. Public apology, delete posts, written agreement to never contact me, cover legal fees. Then we talk. Yesterday, woke up to notifications. All her social media accounts deactivated. Mutual friends told me her parents had checked her into some kind of facility for exhaustion. Part of me felt bad. Mental health is serious. But then I remembered her laughing at me, calling me a broke boy, and trying to steal my credit card info. And just like that, sympathy evaporated. Got my first paycheck from the new job today. Treated myself to a nice dinner alone. Peaceful. No one asking why I didn't order the expensive steak or subtly hinting about designer bags. Grandma always said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Should have listened sooner, but hey, better late than never. Court updates were pending, but I had a feeling it was about to get wild. Final update. This chapter is officially closed. Remember the deal I offered through her dad? She didn't take it. Of course not. Instead, she checked herself out of the facility after 72 hours and hired a new lawyer. Probably an ambulance chaser smelling dollar signs when inheritance got mentioned. 2 weeks before court, she pulled her final power move. Brace yourself. She launched a podcast called Gold Digger, I Hardly Know, about surviving financial abuse in modern dating. First episode? All about her, full government name and everything. Episode title, How My Ex Hid $500,000 to Test If I Was a Gold Digger. First of all, $500,000? The inheritance was $275K, and I already spent a chunk on the penthouse deposit. Accuracy has never been her strong suit. She rambled on about how I allegedly orchestrated losing my job just to test her love, that I had been manipulating her for months, and, get this, my grandmother never even died. I supposedly made that up for sympathy. The disrespect to my dead grandmother. My lawyer practically drooled. Another defamation claim was filed, and we secured an emergency injunction to get the podcast taken down. Judge granted it in 24 hours, but she'd already recorded 3 more episodes with guests, women sharing their financial abuse stories. One girl's abuse story? Her ex asked her to pay for her own birthday dinner. That was it. Court day arrives. I'm in my new job's sharpest business casual. She shows up in a full designer suit I know she can't afford, complete with a film crew. Yes, a film crew. She claimed she was documenting her journey for other survivors. Judge shut that down immediately. No cameras in court. Her lawyer's opening argument? Something else. Claimed I had a pattern of financial manipulation and used my grandmother's death to hide secret wealth. That I deliberately got myself fired to test if Joanne was a real partner. My lawyer stood up and dropped the receipts. Literally. My termination letter, part of a 40-person layoff. My grandmother's death certificate. Bank records proving the inheritance came after our breakup. Her text, I don't date broke boys. Screenshots of her attempting credit card fraud. Restraining order documentation. Transcripts from her podcast claiming my dead grandmother was fake. 63 screenshots of harassment across all platforms. And the crown jewel? That Instagram pregnancy test from her story. My lawyer subpoenaed her medical records. Not only was she never pregnant, but she literally bought the pregnancy test photo from a stock image site. Receipt included. Her lawyer tried to object. Judge allowed it since she made it public on social media. Judge looked Joanne dead in the eyes. Young lady, Did you seriously claim this man's deceased grandmother was fictional? Cue crocodile tears. He lied to me. He didn't tell me about the money. Money he didn't have when you dumped me for being broke. You were no longer entitled to any information about my finances. You ended the relationship. She cried harder. Her lawyer tried to salvage something, talking about emotional distress and lost future earnings. From what? The podcast that had already been shut down. Judge wasn't having it. Case dismissed with prejudice, she cannot refile. Then addressed my countersuit. Miss Darrell, you've wasted this court's time with frivolous claims. You defamed this man across multiple platforms, attempted identity theft, and harassed him. Disturbing pattern. Judgment in my favor. $50,000 in damages. $15,000 in legal fees. Permanent restraining order, 500 feet away from me, my home and workplace. Any violation equals jail time. Her dad tried to approach me outside court. My lawyer stepped in. The check can be sent to my office. Any contact outside settling this judgment is a violation of the restraining order. Her dad just nodded. Defeated. Now, the real karma, that podcast episode? Someone downloaded it before it was taken down and sent it to her employer. She worked at her dad's real estate office. Her financial abuse claims while working part-time and driving a company-funded car. Yeah, her dad had to fire her to save business partnerships. Last I heard, she's back with her parents. Her apartment? Daddy funded. She's selling designer bags to pay the judgment. Instagram still deactivated. Tisha and most of her friends cut her off after the fake pregnancy fiasco. Meanwhile, I'm thriving. Loving my new job. Paid off the rest of the penthouse with savings plus judgment money. Started dating a girl from my building, a surgeon who insisted on paying for our first date. Invested the remainder of grandma's inheritance in index funds. Promotion already landed, huge client, a women's financial literacy nonprofit who saw Joanne's viral TikTok calling me broke. They wanted someone who understands financial independence. Contract worth $3 million over 2 years. Technically, Joanne calling me broke led to me making more money than ever. Funny how life works. A few weeks ago, one last flying monkey slid into my DMs. Joanne's really struggling, maybe I could show grace and drop the judgment. I responded, a screenshot of my grandmother's funeral invoice, the one Joanne skipped for a nail appointment. Blocked. Rule of life. Run from anyone who only loves you for your wallet. When money matters more than your well-being, a job loss is a crisis but mental health is ignored, and bank accounts are valued over hearts. Trust them. And Joanne? If you're reading this, between stock photo pregnancy tests, fake podcasts, and grandma denying drama, thank you. Truly. You revealed yourself. Saved me from wasting a ring on someone who would have bailed the second life got hard. Grandma always said, money doesn't change people. It reveals them. She was right. And Joanne? She was never worth the ramen dinners I skipped to save up for her birthday gifts. Chapter closed. Penthouse living, promotion, dating someone who pays their own way and never calls me broke. Peace out, Renit. The broke boy is signing off from his penthouse. P.S. She even tried making a YouTube channel about dating after financial trauma. 12 subscribers. 11 were family. The 12th? My lawyer, keeping an eye on any restraining order violations. If you love stories about betrayal, karma, and lessons learned the hard way, subscribe to Dark Infidelity Stories. Hit like, share, and comment, because every dark story deserves to be told.